welcome Tuesday TDT. Hopefully you saw it. How's your Tuesday treating you? Hopefully it's treating you fantastic. Mine is, I'm assuming, great, because I'm in the Midwest, one of my favorite places. You know what this is. You do. If you have watched the TDT, if you've been a part of what we like to call the TDT family. As a matter of fact, give it up for... the Falcon. You know that this is a tin of delicious, evil weapons of mass Twinkies that I have nothing to do with. One of my so-called friends gave this to me as part of my Christmas gift. So every month a tin arrives, a delightful tin, and I forget about it. I forget that I'm getting a tin that month. And all of a sudden it appears, I'm like, oh! And there's that moment where I'm, oh! You know, excited. That's how I get when I'm excited. Oh! I'm not sure. It sounded like Gumby or something there. Who knows what that was? Who knows what that was? It's the sugar and the caffeine. So these arrive, and I do my best to avoid them because, you know how it is. But this month, they are sugar cookies. Oh, so hard, so difficult. So these little bits of evil will be guarded by our friend the Falcon, because he has willpower. That's why he is so hard, because he's got the willpower to stay hard and firm. Meanwhile, mushy and soft, because I have no willpower. Let's get to the tip of the day, shall we? Tip of the day. That was my own personal tip of the day music. But let's give it to the professionals. Lighting at different levels on side tables, a wall, a buffet can make a room feel warmer. What I mean by this is, we've talked about this before in terms of balancing light in a room. If you're going to have a light source on one side of the room, you want to have an equal light source on the other side of the room. Overhead lights, please put them on dimmers. Please, I beg of you. Lord, please. So if you want to really warm up a room, table lamps are fantastic. Lamps in a buffet are fantastic. Wall-mounted sconces, or even a wall-mounted candle sconce, awesome in the evening, so romantic, and all that fun stuff. Find ways to create warmth through lighting, and it's so simple if you're not using lighting that you need an electrician for, like, overhead lighting. If you're buying lamps, you can experiment with the shape of the lamp, with the shade that'll diffuse the light. You can even experiment with the bulbs. That's right, different wattages. And of course, my favorite, the plug-in dimmers. You plug in the dimmer, and then you plug in the lamp into the dimmer plug-in part, and it's instant dimmer. No electrician needed. Fantastic. Also have a question today from Tina in Iowa. Tina, Iowa, shout out. How are you? Can I use my TV as a focal point in my living room if my fireplace is already a focal point, I'm assuming. The obvious thing here is a lot of people put their fireplaces above their television. It's a common thing that's happening in the world of design today. I don't know how I'm bored with it, but to each his own. I think that I am not a big fan of. I know I'm not a big fan of the TV on top of a fireplace. I feel like we've seen it one too many times, and a fireplace should be a focal point unto itself. If you are lucky enough to have a working fireplace, I do not. I just have a fireplace, which I'm happy for because it's got some character. But if you have a working fireplace, that is spectacular. If you have to put the TV above the fireplace, maybe finding a way to recess it into the wall, finding a way to hang a piece of artwork over it. If you can afford to, and you can get a contractor to do this for you, there's like these great little power devices where you can literally hang a piece of artwork in front of your TV, and then with a remote, the artwork just disappears and the TV appears, or the artwork goes up and the TV comes out. That's a little pricey, So I would look for another place to put your TV in your living room, maybe in a low armoire or on a really interesting furniture piece, and I wouldn't necessarily try to make it another focal point. I would keep the focal point, the fireplace, especially if it's a really nice one. I would make the television part of the living room. Maybe even a really tasteful, low, beautiful entertainment unit. And I wins when I say that, because I think that when I say entertainment unit, people assume these big, giant monstrosities. No. Simple, low, maybe even something that looks like it has some age to it or some character, so it doesn't feel too chunky and overwhelming in the room. So think about that when you're putting the TV in the room. And also, if you didn't ask this question, but if you're going to put a TV in your bedroom, Tina, I suggest you put it behind closed doors, so you're not always seeing it when it's not on. Those are my 2 cents. He's got things to say. Maybe I will leave you with him. Maybe I will let him just finish off the show. I hope he'd like that. But I'm not going to. I'm going to let him guard the cookies, and I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, right here